The Pokemon card reprint is here and in full swing. We are seeing some of the most popular sets hit all-time lows. Single cards, sealed products, we're going to break it all down and kind of talk about where everything is at right now. And we're just going to jump straight into it, starting with Prismatic Evolutions. Now, this technically is not at an all-time low when it comes to the Elite Trainer box, because there was a little bit of a pre-order window period when people were a little hesitant about the set. The boom was just starting to take off and we hadn't seen any of the cards revealed. And that was back here in like late October, early November. We saw Elite Trainer boxes at $88, $86 per box. And currently they just broke under 100, which is the lowest that we have seen essentially since November of last year. So down 28% in the past 3 months. And these are hitting the shelves at Costco's right now. So the reprint is in full effect and it's definitely affecting the price. Now, Pokemon obviously focused their reprint mostly on Prismatic Evolutions and Surging Sparks, which we'll also be talking about in this video. So technically this is not at an all-time low for this product, but if we move over to the next one, so the Super Premium Collection, as far as the secondary market goes, is a very hot box, right? Everyone wants to get their hands on the Super Premium Collection. And this isn't necessarily like the reprint of a product. This is a new product, right? But we are seeing all-time lows. We're seeing this at the $200 mark, potentially looking to break below that $200 mark for the first time. There have been sales recently that have gone below 200, but currently lowest listeds on TCG Player for this product are at 202 and $200. 202, they're both 202 with shipping. So, and there have been sales below 200. You can see there was a 180, and then back here a few at $198. So it has happened, and that's what we have been seeing as far as the Super Premium Collection. Now, this is one that for me, I'm trying to get more of. I'm trying to dollar cost average and pick up more of these as time goes, because I think obviously you can compare this to the 151 UPC and you can see kind of where that's at and really see that this has a lot of upside, especially being Prismatic Evolutions. But just that it's affecting, the prices are coming down while, obviously even we'll jump back to the Elite Trainer box just for a second. Considering, that these are still well above MSRP, it still is very frustrating, but obviously I think you have to look at this as a step in the right direction. And that's kind of just how I'm taking it, as a positive note. These are available on the secondary market for the cheapest price that they've been in a long time. So it definitely is helping, and it's definitely affecting the market. So as far as the Costco stuff goes too, I haven't been able to hit the Costco online. It's been like in and out sporadically, but we are seeing in Costco in person this week, and we should see more Costco in person next week as far as the Elite Trainer box bundles go. And those are bundled with the booster bundles. And this is one that we are at an all-time low for as far as the secondary market goes. So Prismatic Evolutions, booster bundles, still expensive, yes, acknowledging that they are expensive, but an all-time low, down 15% in the past 3 months and 21% in the past month. So booster bundles just in the last month went from 76 down to just a little bit below $60. And if we zoom out right here, you can see where it's kind of like tied with the previous all-time low. You can see $59.96 and $59.96. So, and then market right here at $59.80. So that's where I say the booster bundles are at an all-time low. I do like booster bundles a lot. Personally, I've had great success pulling hits from booster bundles. I know that it's kind of hit or miss, but booster bundles have treated me well as far as ripping goes. But so that's multiple sealed products hitting all-time lows. 2 out of the 3 that we've touched on here just in this video hitting all-time lows, and we're going to get to Surging Sparks in a second. Another thing that's hitting all-time lows that obviously is a combination of reprints and a combination of the summertime kind of singles slump that we've seen, and the Umbreon from Prismatic Evolutions, we're seeing down below $1,000. Most recent sale, 989. Lowest listed right now, $985 on the Umbreon. It seemed like at release, you can see back here, it came out the gate, 1,500, and shot up a little bit to around 1,600, and then it's just been going down and down and down. But it seemed like for a while after release that we wouldn't be seeing this card at this price. It seemed like it was going to hold, is what it just seemed like. Obviously, give it a little bit more time, and things definitely started to come down, but it seemed like it was going to hold Moonbryon level prices. But now we're seeing it drop. We're seeing 63 copies currently listed on TCG Player, and there's only a few here under 1,000, and then it starts to go up fairly quick. So it'd be interesting to see. It's not like this is a card that sells a ton per day. You can see it goes days without a sale, and then this was the TCG Player sale date. So that was when the most copies were sold. They sold 8 copies, and then second most is 4. So it's not like there's a ton of copies. 25 sold in the last month. So it does take a while to go through the supply. Very expensive card, but you couple that with singles prices already dropping, then you throw a reprint in the mix. So there is more supply of singles, albeit this is a very difficult card to pull. Roughly 1 out of 2,000 packs for this specific SIR. So, but great news across the board for Prismatic, and great news, I think, for the hobby in general. Now, obviously, what we're looking at is they're targeting the most popular sets that needed reprints, right? Obviously, Surging Sparks is the other one that we're about to talk about now, and there's other sets that aren't getting reprinted that will also I'll address a little bit more towards the end of the video. And they can't reprint everything, right? The demand is just too high, and they can't reprint enough to make this really. They also too, like, the more you start to think about it, they can't reprint enough to drive these down anywhere near MSRP. Like, obviously, things are starting to get closer with the most popular sets, but once they hit these lower price points, people start gobbling them up even more. It's just like they go on sale. They'll get gobbled up, and then they'll go back up in price. And that's just the reality of the current market, because people are starting to see, like, we'll use Surging Sparks as an example. Now, this one's bouncing up off of a low mark at 218. Now, this is not an all-time low for Surging Sparks, because back here before release, before the boom, this was available in the hundreds, $100 before MSRP. But then the boom happened, right? So we haven't seen boxes at this price since it looks like December, right before Christmas was the last time we saw boxes in the 2 teens. And now they have bounced up into the low $220 mark. Still an expensive box, but when you look at Surging Sparks, it's a great set. You got great chase cards, and comparatively to some of the other like cheapest boxes, you look for cheapest booster boxes anywhere. Cheapest is like 200 for like the lower tier sets, and we're not that far above that. And I'll show you some comparisons in a second. So this is not an all-time low for Surging Sparks, but the fact that they were able to bring the price down from 265 in March to in the 2 teens, 218, 215 for Surging Sparks booster boxes is a big drop in price. So they've become much more affordable. They're definitely available on the secondary market right now. And you start to do a little bit of comparison, right? Which is something I like to do. I think it puts things in perspective, and we'll do it right now. So 225 currently, current market price. You can look at Stellar Crown at 214. Now you can see Stellar Crown has been moving up, right? It's only been going up in price. Obviously, little dip right here, and then anyways, you can see 10% up in the past 3 months. I would describe this as a weaker set overall. I still like Stellar Crown, but compared to Surging Sparks, definitely a weaker set. It's not, just doesn't have the depth that Surging has. So this is one where comparatively you go, okay, well, Surging should be way more expensive. And if you're going to pick up booster boxes right now, I wouldn't be picking up Stellar Crown at 214, 215. I'd be picking up Surging Sparks at 225. And then you look at older sets from the Scarlet and Violet era. Not that I don't like Obsidian Flames, because I do like Obsidian Flames. There's some great cards. But, and this one's come down a little. It hit 250 and came back down. 233, or you can pick up Surging Sparks for 225. So I'd rather spend less money and pick up a better set overall. So Surging Sparks, it's at a great price point right now comparatively to the rest of the market. Obviously, being a newer set, and Obsidian Flames being older, this set, this actually got reprinted a long time ago. I believe it was with SV Base. There was a reprint that happened a long time ago. But anyways, this is one that's probably not going to get reprinted moving forward. And, that's a little bit affecting the price, lower supply available. You can see only 147 boxes currently listed on TCG Player versus almost 500 of Surging Sparks. But so when you play the comparison game, that's when you start to look and go, okay, well, Surging Sparks, great time to buy, especially if you're holding these booster boxes long term, putting them in your sealed collection, or whatever the case may be. Even if you're going to be ripping booster boxes right now, this is a really great price for a really great set in comparison to the market. Obviously, we'd love to see these at or around MSRP, but that is just not the reality of the situation right now. So that's what we're looking at between the two sets. And then single prices, we are seeing the Pikachu at an all-time low as well. You can see most recent sale, $279.99. So if you zoom out right here, previous low that we had seen was at release at 305, and then it shot up into like the high 400s and it's come back down. So what we have seen though is a bottoming out, right? We've seen some strength just under that $300 price point. It's been holding. You can see a big uptick in sales right here. This was the TCG Player sale day, so that was when a lot of copies sold. But the market is saying, okay, it's dropped enough. We're holding here. You can see it's only down 1% in the past month. So something to keep an eye on, at least for now. It looks like the Pikachu is bottoming out in the high 200s. Currently lowest listed 283, which is below current market, but a little bit above the most recent sale. So Pikachu at an all-time low for this card as well. So chase cards seeing all-time lows, and then you also have another really great card, which looks like this one's continuing to drop. It hasn't really bottomed out yet, is the Latios from Surging Sparks. It's a connected art card, a very popular Pokemon connecting to the Latios. So this one dropping a bit more, obviously, not as much brand recognition as Pikachu, but should be the same pull rates. They're both special illustration rares, but still a very, very solid second card in the set as far as like second chase cards go. But this one's continuing to drop a little bit, down 30% in the past 3 months. And if you zoom out right here, you can see obviously well at an all-time low in the 160s. Previous low before was 187. Now this one dipped upon release. 213 out the gate, dipped down into the 180s, and then shot up pretty big to the upper 200s. And it was in that range for a while, with the Pikachu holding very strong for months. And then obviously getting closer to this summertime slump of singles, which is usually traditionally what we see every single year. We see the singles prices start to go down, but you pair that with a reprint as well. More copies hitting the market. So lowest listed right now actually is at 158, and you have a 155 listing as well. So I don't know where the bottom is on this one. I would assume we're approaching it. Maybe around $150 might end up being the bottom of this card. But the Pikachu looking rather strong. And let's see kind of where it's been at. Pretty much since May. So over a month. Obviously it's dropped a little bit more, but it's been in the high $200 range since late April, early May. So for a little while now, right? Obviously this whole month right here, it's been holding. So that is a good sign for the strength of the card. And you can see this does look like a potential good buy-in period. Now, that being said, summer's just getting started. A lot of people start traveling more. Kids are out of school. People are spending money elsewhere. So that doesn't mean that the necessarily like the Pikachu card is going to hold this price forever or it's going to continue to drop. We don't know. I don't know exactly. Nobody can tell you for certain. But what we do know is that this is something that happens every year as far as singles go. And that's why sealed is usually a better place to kind of park your money as far as that goes, because sealed does go up over time with the exceptions of the reprints. But the reprints, they will bounce back. That is the guarantee that once the supply is eaten up for the reprint, the prices will go back up, sometimes slowly, sometimes a little quickly. It just depends on the set, the size of the reprint, and all of that good stuff. But there is hope on the horizon as far as that goes. But it will be very interesting to see how this affects moving forward, like into the black and white set, because they did say that the initial print run for black and white was less than the initial print run for prismatic evolutions. So that does kind of pose a problem where prices are going to shoot up probably pretty quickly because there's a lot of attention going to that black and white set because of kind of how crazy it is with all of the artwork in that set. So that's going to be an interesting one. And then they're going to have to reprint that. And they're just always going to be playing this catch-up game. So that is kind of wild. So it doesn't look like they can print enough to obviously help correct the market. But what they can do is print enough of a set, at least for a short period of time, to make the prices more affordable. That is what we have seen, and that is a fact. Still not where we want and or need it to be, but it is a step in the right direction. So reprints definitely making a really good effect on the market. So let me know what your guys' thoughts are in the comments as far as the reprints affecting everything. And I think it's nice to see some stuff hitting all-time lows. A lot of what we looked at in today's video had hit all-time lows, the singles, and then a few sealed products as well. So it's nice to see, and hopefully the prices are acceptable to you guys and you're able to pick up some boxes at this. I'm still hunting personally for Prismatic at Costco. I should hopefully be going in person to Costco next week, trying to score some Prismatic at MSRP. So that has been the struggle for me as far as picking up more Prismatic. So I'm going to be doing the Costco hunt online and in person. So that's where I've been at when it comes to that. So hopefully you found this video a little helpful and informative. Check out, there should be links popping up all over the place if you want to enter the giveaway. It's up here. We're getting closer and closer to 20K. Slowly but surely we'll get there, and then we will announce the winners. There, you must be subscribed, watch that video. But anyways, that's all I have for you guys in this one. We'll catch you in the next one. And remember, it was never a phase.